So you've just landed in Copenhagen Airport, you've grabbed your bags, you've come out of customs and you've come out into the arrival hall here, and you're wondering, how do you go from here to here? Now you have a number of options, and those are the taxi, the metro and the trains. Now I'm going to take you through those three particularly, but you also have other options, which is the bus, car share and rental cars, of course, but I'm not going to go through those. So first option, let's start with the taxis. As you come out of here, on your right hand side, just a couple of meters, is this exit which will show you the taxis. And if you go out of this exit, you get the official taxi rank. Now over here you just stand in line and you wait for a taxi, and generally a taxi costs between 200 and 500 krona, depending on the time of day, the traffic, where you want to get to, and how long, luggage, size of car, etc. Now that's the most expensive option, but it's also probably the most, well, I wouldn't say the most comfortable. Like the metro and the train is also quite comfortable. So that's one option. Now the next option which I'll go through is, and for the taxis actually, this is the official taxi rank, and you can actually download an app and you can get taxis via an app, and I'll put in the description down some apps which you can take to actually get taxis, but you'd pick those taxis up somewhere else, across the street or somewhere, and you'd need to organize that with the taxi guys to do that. Now the other option you have is actually to take the train. Now for the train, what you do is, as you come out of the exit there, you should continue straight without turning off to the right hand side where the taxis are. Just continue walking straight through, and you'll see some steps on your right hand side, and just continue walking until you come to a row of ticket machines on the right hand side, which basically will allow you to buy tickets to Copenhagen Central Station and metros as well. But what you want to do is you want to continue walking straight and just keep going, and it's about 20-30 meters and a couple of minutes walk from the exit. You should go there and you come to this row of red ticket machines, just there, and over here you would buy a ticket for the train, and you'd want the train to the train station to actually be the Copenhagen Central Train Station, or KBH, and you would take the train then to the KBH station, which is about 13 to 15 minutes from here. And what you need to do is just continue walking past. Once you get the ticket, just continue walking past, and then you get the tracks on both sides, and you can see track 2 to Denmark, Copenhagen Central Station. So make sure you do take the right train. But you don't want to go on track 1, guys, because track 1, as you can see, takes you to Malmö, which is Sweden. So avoid track 1, because if you don't take the right train, you'll end up in Sweden, and that's not hard to do, because 7 years ago when I came for the first time, I almost ended up in Sweden by taking the wrong train. So you continue down this escalator or travelator, and you'll get to the train platforms over here. So let's just show you what it is. So if you take one of the other platforms on the other side, you'll end up going to Malmö, which is not what you want to do. So look on the screens up there, and you'll see what you want is, I don't know whether you can see that there, but what you want is Copenhagen H, and that's one of the trains you want, is anything that goes through or via Copenhagen H. So this is the platform station, and it's quite easy, and it's normally just one stop, and it'll take you 13 to 15 minutes to get there. So the last option you have, and the one which I would recommend, and the one after living here for 5-6 years that I would always take, is the metro, and that's the easiest and the most frequent and the most cost-effective as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you are staying near the Copenhagen Central Station, I think the Copenhagen Central Station train is actually easier, and you can just walk to your hotel, or if you're going to Tivoli, first of all, that's also easy. When I first came to Copenhagen 7 years ago, guys, this all was as busy, if not busier, and I was really confused. And I was like, okay, how do I get to the city center now? And I bought a Copenhagen card, which wasn't the most attractive offer that you could buy. So watch my other video, that'll help you to decide what type of ticket you need to get for what you want to do. Now for the metro, it's also very similar to the trains. You can buy your tickets here. And what I would recommend is that you take a look at my other video where I explain types of tickets that you get and what the best would be depending on what you want to do as a tourist. Now, depending on that, you buy your ticket, whether it's here at these red ticket machines or via the mobile app, you do that, and then you just continue walking straight up that escalator there, or the elevators if you have heavy luggage. But you just continue walking up the escalator, and then you just literally just continue straight. And the last place you get to is the metro platform. So let's just do that. I might just speed this up to get you guys through the boring bit. But you end up here on this mezzanine floor, which takes you across the main road, and then straight ahead, just continue straight, all the way straight, and you come to, as I mentioned, the metro platform. And if the ticket booths downstairs actually are crowded and if there's a lot of queue, you can come here to the metro platform, and there's a ticket machine or two here, which makes it sometimes easier. The ticket machine up here, not a lot of people use, so you may be able to avoid the queue. Can't guarantee it, but you may be able to. So you just continue straight down. Yeah, and if you're, as I mentioned, I've got another video which goes through types of tickets and best one to buy for you depending on what you're doing. But if you're getting a paper ticket or if you're using your app, you don't need to bother about the check-in, check-out machines, which you pass on the way to the platform. And you can see those quite clearly marked with the, there you go, it says check in with the green label. It's like a pylon and a blue circle. You don't need to worry about those. And here, ticket machine is here on this side as well. You just go straight through, you just continue straight through. And metros are there about every 5 minutes. They go all the way through to the center. From here to the airport, once you get on the metro, it takes between 13 and 20 minutes to get to Kongens Nytorv, which is like one of the central stations. And once you get there, you can then go anywhere you want. And of course, when you're heading back to the airport, you can just do the same in reverse. And if you've used the train to get in, you could always use the metro to get back, or vice versa, or taxi. So you have multiple options here. Now, this is the tube map, or the metro map. And what you're doing is you're going from here, ending up in Kongens Nytorv. This takes roughly circa 15 minutes. But anywhere else, what I would say is it takes a maximum of about 40 minutes to get there. So using the metro, you can get to most locations in central Copenhagen quite easily and within 40 minutes easily. So most locations will take 30 minutes, 35 minutes, but 40 is the max. So my recommendation is the metro. And as I said, I have another video which goes through the different ticket types. And I hope that this has been helpful for you. And if it has, please do give me a thumbs up. It really helps the video to circulate. It really helps me to make more of these videos for you and to give you more information. And if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll be more than happy to respond on the comments. Thanks again for watching, and join me on my next video where I'll go through some more Copenhagen tips and of course wherever else I go.